Hello, this is P.R. Krishnan. Welcome to this 11th edition of the RERA from my perspective. In today's discussion, we shall recall the first part of the important sections under the Act that you should be aware of and you should know. There are some sections that we have not discussed and which we shall discuss today. So, let us go to the slide straight away. In the slide, we have discussed all sections earlier except section 6, which we will see in detail below. We will touch upon others also. So, what was section 3 all about? If you recall, it was about basic registration, which the builder needs to get it done before he can start selling. So, a builder had to register himself as per section 3, what is given and guided by them, and he should get all the approvals also before. So, there were a lot of guidance given, that was basically he has to register, he can't sell without registering. Section 4 was all about registration process, documentation, the huge list of documents we would have seen like CCs, project CC, plan CC, floor plan, project plan, furniture fixtures, what he will give, what is the amenities he will give, what are the documents he has got from BMC, how many approvals he has got, every step he has to give. Fire what permission if he has applied or not, what are the flats, how many flats are there, what is the car parking he is going to give, has he taken in loan, mortgage, lien, if there is any lien, who are the director deals with past projects, so many information was there. Okay. Section 6 is of course new, let us go into detail. Section 5 of course was grant of registration. Section 6 says what it says, the registration which has been granted under section 5 may be extended by the authority on application made by the promoter due to force majeure clauses. So, they say section 6 you can get an extension of the project, and that project extension is twice of 6 months each, that is 1 year. That is under force majeure clause. What is force majeure clause? Various circumstances under which he cannot do it, like earthquake or flood, river or war, etc. And what it says is, provided that the authority may in reasonable circumstance without default on the part of the promoter, based on the facts of each case and for reasons to be recorded in writing, extend the registration to a project for such time as it considers necessary, which shall in aggregate not exceed the period of 1 year. So, by the Act he has been given 2 6 months extension, total 1 year. Now, if nothing happens, even but the builder has a genuine reason for which he could not do it, and which the authorities RERA feels yes, it was very genuine and he could not have done it within the period given, then they can give an extension to him also within this 1 year. Okay. So, this 1 year is not completely restricted to force majeure, but given circumstances they can, even other reasons also can get into this 1 year. Provided further that no application for extension of registration shall be received unless the applicant has been given an opportunity to be heard in the matter. So, obviously, they will be given a chance to be heard and what they want to say. And as I was telling you, force majeure would mean force majeure clauses would be a case of war or a flood, or there is a drought, or there is fire, there is cyclone, earthquake, anything natural that affects. So, those things section force majeure clauses. Section 7 it talks of revocation. We have seen this in extensively, one separate video itself was kept for revocation. If you recall, he can't falsely represent it is of any particular standard or represent that a promoter has approvals which it does not have. I hope you are able to recall, or makes a false or misleading representation or indulges in false advertisement. See, this false advertisement, everything was related to section 12. He can't make any false advertisements. Okay. Then he can't delay, then he can't falsely represent saying that this is of a certain grade. Okay. And he can't tell you I already have approval, but in reality he doesn't have. Okay, अभी भी गया है approval लेने के लिए. Remember, if you in the past videos we had discussed this, he can't get he says I'm getting the approvals, but reality he doesn't have anything. He only wants to take the money from you or delay the project. So, that was the section 7. So, 3 was for registration, 4 was for uploading all the documents for registration, 3 was for registration. Without registration you can't sell. 4 was for uploading all the documents for registration. Okay. 6 was for extension of the project by maximum 1 year, but there is one exception. 7 we saw it was for revocation. Okay. Now, the next important one is of course, duties of the promoter, what he is supposed to do. We have seen this also, talks about what the builder should do or not do, including quarterly update of all documents on site on the BMC, or update on all or on number of flats sold or garages sold, parking lots sold, etc. He has to keep updating every 3 months. He has to update with all the documentation that has happened. Okay. Then his responsibility is also to after execution title deed for permanently. Then he has to take up insurance. Then if there are structural defect, he has to clear it up within 30 days, and that is his responsibility exists for 5 years in that building. So, all the things we have seen. He has to get all the clearances that is required for essential services. He has to form the society, execute conveyance, pay the outgoings, make execute agreements, cancel agreements, everything he has to do. So, that was that. So, functions of a developer, duties also. So, section 12, it is very important. I told you section 12, 14, 18 very important as far as the allottees are concerned. Section 12 we talked about the false advertisement to induce or to buy basis the false advertisements. You can't give false advertisements. So, basis is that if you buy, then you are entitled to get refund, etc. Okay. So, the next one is section 13. Section 13 says you can't take more than 10% advance. He can't take more than 10% as advance. So, he can take up to 9% or even 10%, but he has to first do the agreement and he has to register agreement. Only after that he can take anything above that. So, that was very, very clear. Earlier the builders used to take any amount, 80%, 90% they used to take, but no more, it is not allowed. So, and they will not even make the agreement. Then big amount is stuck and you are completely helpless. Now, the RERA has said you can't take more than 10%. After 10% only, and if after the agreement is registered, then only you can take further. And they have also given a model agreement. If you remember in section 13(2) we had shown that. Okay, in the rules it was there, and he has to follow mostly on that model agreement. He can't have his own type of model agreement. Okay, so that also we have seen extensively on that. We have done yesterday. Section 14, he has to adhere to sanction plans and project specification. Again, we had half of the time, one full chart, half of the time on this adherence to sanction plan. So, he can't deviate. He has to take 2/3% written consent if he has to change anything outside the plan, and all has to agree. And if it is within the flat, within your flat, he has to take your written agreement. Okay. Now, if this is the section 15, again we are not gone much deeper. There is nothing much to go also. If a builder wants to change the subcontractee, he has to take 2/3% majority, right. I think that part we said. So, if a builder wants to change, he cannot change automatically. He will have to take concurrence from all the at least 2/3 of the minimum, 2/3 of the allottees who have been sanctioned, given the letter of allotment. Okay, then only he can change. Section 16 is very important. As I was just telling you a little while ago, for title deed, he is responsible throughout his life, and he is supposed to take an insurance under section 16 for the title purpose, and he is supposed to hand it over to the society. So, lifelong they are saved. So, whatever you invested, it is covered by the insurance. He is supposed to take it and give it to the allottees on forming the committee. Section 17, again conveyance deed, and again it is as we have spoken about this, within 3 months he has to, of getting the OC, he is supposed to do the conveyance deed and give it to the allottees. It is basically 3 months of getting OC. Okay, he has to hand over all the documents within 30 days. This is something that does not affect your position now when it is under construction, but can be looked at after getting possession, but you may keep in mind. Friends, today to keep this video shorter, I am concluding this presentation here. I am breaking this important sections into 2 parts for recalling, the second part of which I will recall in the next video, and it has more important sections, particularly interest. So, interest is something which all of you must know very well. So, keep recalling, and you will be on top of the RERA Act. In the next video, I will discuss the second part of this recall, some important sections. Okay. Let me take this slide up. Yes. So, if you have liked the video, please do leave a comment, and if you have liked it, also subscribe to it by clicking on the subscribe button. You may also share it with the other groups so that people benefit from this knowledge. So, I take your leave. Goodbye.